The 10 Worst Songs is coming December 13th. Overdose members get their name in the video, and every subscriber gets the bonus 11th Worst Song, early access, a watch-along premiere, and more. Support The Habit at patreon.com/doseofbuckley. What's your biggest worry in life? Is it that reoccurring dream that you'll have to take a dump in a bathroom with no stalls and no locks on the door, just a toilet in the middle of a room and windows on all sides? No? That's just me? Well, for 73% of Americans, one of their biggest worries is, of course, money. Many feel financially stressed, including people who make over 6 figures, because people are generally bad with money. They fall into the trap of believing that if you make more money, you should spend more money, get a bigger home, a nicer car, live right up to your means, and then an emergency happens or the interest rates go up and they're fucked. But listen, I'm not going to sit here and judge how you spend your money. That's for Billie Eilish to do.
I'd say if you have money, it would be great to use it for good things and maybe give it to some people that need it. And love you all, but there's a few people in here that have a lot more money than me. And if you're a billionaire, why are you a billionaire? No hate, but yeah, give your money away, shorties. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
That was Billie accepting the Wall Street Journal's Music Innovator Award. I don't really know what she innovated, singing with more vocal fry than anyone ever thought possible. But when she mentioned there are people who have more money than me, she wasn't kidding. Also in attendance at the event was Mark Zuckerberg, the 3rd richest man in the world, and George Lucas, who sold Star Wars to Disney for $4 billion, which will buy him more plaid shirts than he could ever possibly wear in a lifetime. 2 weeks later, she doubled down on this with an Instagram story where she called out Elon Musk specifically. You see, it was announced that Elon is set to become the world's first trillionaire within the next 10 years if he can reach certain milestones with Tesla, which includes selling 20 million cars, activating 10 million self-driving car subscriptions, selling 1 million of his creepy-ass Optimus robots, and deploying 1 million robo-taxis. A trillionaire. 1,000 billions. 1 million millions. Of course, it's all on paper. He will never truly hold that amount of money. But that will be his net worth. So, Billie shares this post. Elon Musk became the world's first trillionaire. He didn't. Don't make me defend this fucking doofus, please. Here's what he could do with it. 1. End world hunger by spending $40 billion a year for 5 years. Just a scant $200 billion. Pocket change for a trillionaire. 3. Save endangered species. I don't know what happened to number 2, but I swear it wasn't there. Billie can't count to 3, and she's trying to count a billionaire's money for him. 4. Rebuild Gaza. We're getting there before solving homelessness or healthcare? Okie dokie. Then, the final slide, we have, etc. Fucking pathetic pussy bitch coward. Now listen, I love to make fun of Elon more than anyone. And have. And will right now. Like Disney made a show called Alien Earth, where they created this very absurd character, the world's first trillionaire, Boy Cavalier, a man who doesn't wear shoes and points at everything with his dirty feet, and is obsessed with Peter Pan. And they still didn't manage to make a character more absurdly weird than Elon, a man who paid people to play video games for him so he could say he was number 1 in the world at a game no one gives a fuck about, who solicits women to bear his children by being turkey-basted, and who's shaped like, well, this. Who goes to UFC live events and then spends his time looking at memes on his phone, braying like an idiot. But it should be noted that Elon doesn't, and will never have, $1 trillion. Again, it's all numbers and computers. Sure, he'll never be in that 73% of people who feel financially stressed. There's a guy who can go to the grocery store and not worry about the price of steaks, right? But he doesn't have $200 billion to give to solve world hunger. He's not a pussy bitch coward for not giving away all his money. He's a pussy bitch coward for deleting those Epstein tweets about Trump. But let's say Elon did have $1 trillion in a giant Scrooge McDuck money bin and distributed it equally to everyone in the world. You know how much your share would be? $125. You would piss that away so fast. I know you would. I know I would. After you bought one Lego set or half a cart full of groceries with that, then what? There's no other trillionaires to get another $125 from? But yes, I get Billie's sentiment. There's a lot of people with a lot of money who can't take it with them and who can't spend it all in one lifetime who could probably do more good with it, including Billie herself, right? Well, she's no hypocrite, of course, because at the same Wall Street Journal event where she called out the rich, it was announced by Stephen Colbert, because of course Billie's too humble to tell everyone herself, that she's donated $11.5 million from her Hit Me Hard and Soft tour to charity. She's been praised for this because, well, according to Celebrity Net Worth, whose source is I made it up, she's worth $50 million. So, $11.5 million, that's almost a quarter of her entire net worth. A pussy bitch coward would never give away 25% of their entire net worth. Except, well, if she's going to critique how others spend their money, it's only fair to scrutinize how she's spent hers, right? So first off, it's not hers. The money donated was raised during her tour by fans who purchased Changemaker tickets. They were more expensive than regular tickets for the same seats, but the difference went toward Billie's selected charities, which, oh boy, we'll get to those in a second too. But it wasn't like she wrote a check for $11.5 million out of her own bank accounts. This is no different than when the grocery store is like, would you like to add $5 today to help children in need to get school supplies? And then fucking Meyer or whoever goes, we donated $5 million to help kids get school supplies. You didn't donate fuck all. There's a fantastic article about this by the Capital Research Center, which is, yes, conservative leaning. They might have something against Billie Eilish, but if that bothers you, then MSN, which no one would ever call right-wing, also reported the same thing, that the source of this money was from her Changemaker tickets, which is such a manipulative name, too. You, the moron paying $300 to see Billie Eilish, are a changemaker. You're making a difference. And so, let's talk about those charities. There appears to be two. One is called Reverb, which aims to make the music industry more sustainable. I read an article the other day with a quote from the head of Live Nation saying that Beyoncé needs 60 semi-trucks to haul her stage across the country. Maybe start by getting rid of all that shit. Does Reverb need a few $1 million to tell Taylor Swift not to fly her private jet to her boyfriend's football games? And the other charity is Support Plus Feed, a program all about feeding those in need. Great, right? Better than some bullshit charity to get musicians to stop littering or whatever. Except, it's run by her own fucking mom. So this becomes no different than someone like Musk or Gates who donate to their own foundations. There's a bit of a conflict of interest when you're donating money to yourself and then writing it off. And perhaps an even bigger conflict of interest when you're donating other people's money to yourself and then writing it off. So she's on stage to get awards from the Wall Street Journal, getting Stephen Colbert to give her a big old pat on the muff for a circle jerk cause that could easily be solved by musicians doing less elaborate bullshit stage shows, and giving her mom's charity a bunch of money when there are far more well-established charities that already exist to help feed those in need. But those charities don't give her mom and her creepy-ass brother, who's listed as a trustee, a fucking paycheck. Anyway, Elon seemed unbothered by the insults. His only response was to someone on Twitter where he said she's not the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. But he spent the day after retweeting people using his AI to make big titty anime girls to beat their meat to. Seriously, he posted like 6 of these in a 24-hour period. World's richest man made a machine so he could whack it to cartoon girls. Again, fucking weirdo. But there's no sense in worrying about what he's doing with his money. It's never gonna be your money. And for those that defend Elon by saying, he's saving humanity with his companies. If anyone is, it's all the people who work for him. He doesn't know the first thing about, say, helping quadriplegics play video games with Neuralink. A dozen monkeys died so a paralyzed man could play Civ 6. Humanity saved. But you understand that when he talks about saving humanity with space travel, he doesn't mean you, right? You aren't going to be on that rocket to Mars. His richest friends, the scientists who align with him, and the Ashley St. Clairs of the world, dumb hot girls who will breed with Musk and his friends to populate the red planet, that's who's going to Mars to save humanity. You're going to be left here to die with the rest of us, whether you simped for him on X or not. They go to the stars, you'll be stuck here experiencing the heat death of the Earth. Just like the rapture, except the only second coming that'll happen is when the weebs discover Elon's leftover stash of anime porn. There'll be a third and fourth coming too. But don't worry, with all that charity that Billie Eilish did, those of us left here can ask her mom to feed us. Guess she's not such a bad guy after all.